Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Djinn, and this is going to be a news update on Marvel Heroes, the MMO action RPG. First off, I know this news is a couple weeks old now, but I'm going to say it because I haven't said anything about it since my last video, but Human Torch is now no longer a released character. Now Human Torch will come out post-launch, so he won't be there on launch, but he will be released shortly after. Another thing which I think is a great addition is, once you complete the raft, which is the opening tutorial mission, when you turn in the quest, the reward you get gives you another hero for free. So it'll be one of the starter heroes, but it'll be completely free and completely random. So say you pick Thing to start off with, you turn in your quest and you might get Storm or Scarlet Witch or Hawkeye or Daredevil. Completely random. But I think that's awesome. You get a second hero for free just in case for whatever reason you might not like the initial hero you choose. You'll automatically, like right at the very beginning, have another hero you can swap to and play if you choose. And now for new characters. This video is going to be a tribute to the man, the myth, the legend, Cable, the very first leader of the X-Force. And yeah, so he's been added to the game, and this video will be primarily Cable gameplay. Other new characters are just some NPCs around the hubs, and they also added in Dupe, which I haven't seen him yet in game, but speculation is that Dupe will be like a treasure goblin in Diablo 3, sort of like that. The exact caption on the update note says, "Dupe will randomly appear throughout the game. If you spot this otherworldly creature, be sure to attack him quickly to find out what your reward will be." And that's Dupe. That's with a D-O-O-P, not as in like, oh, I'm gonna dupe some gold. And next up, they actually added Endgame into the game, finally. Unfortunately, there was a wipe in the closed beta, so now I had to start back over at level 1 or whatever, and so I can't do the endgame yet. Definitely working on getting there every time the servers are up. But I will bring videos of each individual endgame probably once I finally make it there and start doing them. But there's 3 announced activities in endgame so far. One of them is daily missions. It's for solo or group play. It scales depending on how many people you have. So if you're solo, it'll obviously be somewhat easier, so you can actually complete it solo. Or if you're in a full group, I'm sure it'll scale accordingly, so you won't just breeze through it. And it does require a cosmic key to enter, and those keys can be dropped in endgame events or bought in the in-game store for a small chunk of change there. The next type of endgame event is group challenges. Basically, this one is meant to be completed with a group. It'll be very difficult to solo if you're trying to solo. I'm sure the most OP of OP will go for the soloing of it, but it's meant for a group. They showed this mode off a bit in stream, so I got to see it in action a little bit. Basically, they were going through this instance or whatever, and they had to go through the level closing off these energy rifts, and I believe there was 3 energy rifts, and then once you close off all 3 of the energy rifts, it'll put you against a supervillain boss, and then you'll get fat loot from that boss, I'm sure. One thing that I'd like to note is they did mention that every time you do this, the mobs inside the world are randomly generated, or the mob sets rather, so sometimes you might be going against like Hydra, sometimes you might be going against AIM, or whatever the case may be. It will always be like different and mixed up a bit, so you won't always have the same enemies every time you do it. And the third and final endgame event that's announced so far is the Survival Challenge, which will be timed waves of enemies that will come in, and you'll have a time to kill them. I don't know exactly if you have to kill them all before the time runs out. I think I did read that if there's still enemies left and the time runs out, they'll go away and the next wave will start. So there's that. And then the final wave will be a super villain boss, and that boss will have no time limit, so you can take your time beating him and all that good stuff, and then pick up his fat loot. The survival challenges, I believe they mentioned in the stream, will be, but this is still under construction or whatever, so this could change, or it could have already been changed by now, I don't know. But it will be a maximum of 15 players per survival. So I don't know if that means you're going to want to go in with 15 players, it's going to be that hard, or if you can do it in groups of 5, 10, 15, whatever. All I know is from what they said, it sounds like they were going with 15. They did say it could change, or it wasn't set in stone yet. And I don't know, we'll see once we finally get up to being able to do that. Now, in my opinion, group challenges and survival challenges, I don't know if these are the official names they're going with, but I think those names could use a little work. That's just me, though. Maybe they're perfectly fine. A couple other new things they've added is in the stash. Basically, before the stash was just like one big stash and you put everything in there. But now they're adding tabs to the stash, or they actually added tabs to the stash. So there's 3 types of tabs. There's general tabs, which you can put in basically anything you want. There's crafting tabs, which will be limited to crafting materials and things of that nature. And then there's hero-specific tabs. So say I buy the cable hero-specific tab, for example, I'll only be able to put cable items in that tab. So like cable, weapons, armor, costumes, stuff like that. One update they actually made regarding tabs to the Ultimate Founders Pack. If you buy the Ultimate Pack, you get every single hero tab. So if you buy the Ultimate Pack and you're wondering like, oh, how am I going to hold like 100 costumes, because it comes with every purchasable costume in the game, at launch anyways, you won't have to worry about it anymore, because you'll get every single hero tab and you'll be able to put all those costumes in those tabs. Actually, for all I know, they'll probably just spawn in there. Actually, I don't know, so I won't say that. I'll take that back. So the next bit of news is fortune cards. Previously, fortune cards could only be purchased in the shop. And what fortune cards do is you buy a fortune card, you right click on it, and then it has a random chance to give you a bunch of cool stuff. You could get like EXP boost, temporary of course, EXP boost, costumes, or other cool like rare things that you can buy in the store, and you could possibly get it from these cards for much cheaper than it actually would cost in the store. So the new update about these fortune cards though is end game bosses will actually drop fortune cards now, so you'll have a chance to not only get like all the fat loot from the bosses in the end game, but you could also get a fortune card, and then once you do your little gamble with that, you could potentially get like another costume or something like that. So now you have chances of extra loot, and it's cool. And it's cool that you can get the fortune cards for free now, whereas before they were only purchasable in the store. And now the store also has a few new items for purchase, which they have crafter, vendor, and stash summon. So basically that means if you have these, you can summon a crafter, a vendor, or your stash wherever you are. You won't have to go back to like the Avengers Tower to use that stuff. You can summon it there temporarily. I believe they do have a time limit. Another thing they added new is the Cosmic Key. You can buy those to do the daily endgame event. You can also get them as drops in endgame though, so you don't have to buy them. And then pets. There's a bunch of pets they added to the store, so now pets are in the game. And that's a new thing. Everybody loves pets, right? And yeah, so that's about it, I guess. Thanks a ton for watching. I'm Dejin. This has been Marvel Hero News. Have a great day. Bye!